guys, my name is Teresa. Today we're going to be celebrating cats. So we're going to make 2 cat toys, which you can either make for your own cat, you can make for the animal shelter, or you can do one of each. So the first toy that we're going to make is we're going to make a little fish. So the items that you need are feathers for the tail, some baby socks, and you can get these at Dollar Tree. Usually like 6 pairs for $1, something really reasonable. Some pom-poms, I'm just gonna make a little nose. Twine in your choice of colors. So I have this plain twine, and then I have these colorful ones, so you can use whichever one you like. And if you don't have any twine at home, you could always use some ribbon, because we're gonna be closing the end of the baby sock with either ribbon or twine. And then over here I've got some batting. I'm gonna be stuffing the baby sock to make the body of the fish. And then I've got my glue gun over here. If you don't have a glue gun, you could use fabric glue, but I just recommend this. It's just the easiest type of glue to work with. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I wanna create the body of the fish. So I'm just taking a colorful sock that I like, and I'm gonna be stuffing this with some batting. So I get my batting at Joann Fabric. It's called Polyfill. However, they usually have these at thrift shops, and sometimes they're brand new, so always look for that before spending the 10 to 12 bucks on this. So I'm taking a handful of batting, and I'm just gonna stuff the body to make like a little fish. Okay, he's a little bit stuffy of a fish, but he'll look cute. So I'm just gonna make it like that, and we're gonna be closing this end off. But before we close the end off, I wanna make a little tail, so I'm just gonna take my feather, and I'm gonna stick that right inside the sock like this. So I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna add some glue. So I'm just adding some right inside of the sock on both sides. And I'm just gonna close that shut. And then in addition, I'm gonna add some twine and wrap that around the edge of the baby sock also. So now I'm just gonna cut some twine. For this one, I'll just use some plain. The color is up to you. It just depends on how colorful you wanna get. And I always make this longer than I need to, because I want to be able to dangle this in front of a cat. So I want to make that longer. Then I'm going to wrap this around the outside of where I made the tail, and I'm going to triple knot it. And you could either try to get this end as close to the sock as you can, or if it's too long, you can always cut some off later. So I'm just going to triple knot that, and I might have a little bit of the twine hanging, and that's totally fine as long as it's not too long. So now I've got a little cute tail for our fish, and just make sure that this isn't able to come out. You don't want the cats to be able to, you know, take this and play with this or swallow it. So you just want to do this. And then I'm going to make just like a little nose for the fish. So I'm just taking this pom-pom, and I'm gonna do a dot. You can either do a dot on the actual pom-pom, or you can do a dot right on the sock. But what I always do is I press this down for like 30 seconds. And I just make sure that this is all securely on to the sock. Just so I don't want the cat to be able to take it and play with it or swallow it. So I'll just give that 30 seconds, give it a little tug, make sure that it can't come off. And I've got this really cute toy for a cat. Simple, easy, inexpensive, and cats love it. So this is something that you can make to give to a cat at the animal shelter, which would be really nice. You can make one for your cat as well, but just, you know, try to do something where you're giving back and making something for a cat in need. So the things that I'm going to be using are these craft tubes, which I got on Amazon. It comes in 30 packs, all these really nice colors. But something simple that you can do is, if you don't have these, you can take an old toilet paper roll and just paint it whatever color you like. Let it sit for about an hour, and then you can work on this project. So we've got our craft tube. This is just some treats for them for later. And then we have these little pom-poms in all different colors, and my glue gun. And that's it. You don't need a lot of things. And then just some ribbon at the end so that you can dangle it in front of the cat. So I have my craft tube. So I'm just gonna take a hole punch, and I'm just gonna stick that right about there and hole punch that. Okay, so I've got my little hole punch, and that's where my ribbon's gonna go later. So I just wanna make sure that I don't cover this up as I'm gluing my pom-poms onto my craft tube. So next I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna take some that I like that match this. So all I'm doing is, this is a hot glue gun, so just make sure you get permission if you're gonna use it at your house. Obviously never touch the tip. What you're gonna do is, you can either just hot glue directly onto the tube like this and just do little dots, which is probably the easiest way. And then you can just press it down like that. If you touch it on the other side, it's not gonna hurt. All right, and I'll just add maybe one more down there. We'll do orange. Just pressing that on. All right, just gonna let that sit for a while before we give it to an animal, like we said. You just wanna make sure if you pull that it can't come off. You just wanna be safe. You're not gonna leave this with a cat anyway. We're gonna add a ribbon so you can dangle it. You don't wanna just leave this just in case. You don't want them to be able to take any of these off. The safety of the animals comes first before them playing. So then I wanna get a pretty long piece of ribbon or string. If you have twine, that works too. Just gonna cut that off. And I'm just gonna stick this here. Tie it. I'll triple it. Triple knot. And if you have a piece hanging off, just don't cut it too close to the knot. Trim that, and there you have a really long, cute, dangly toy for a shelter cat. All right, have fun making it. Thanks.